All right. Hello, ABL and fans of the ABL. I am Alan of the Rockies, and I have Atlanta Braves Jake. Jake, thank you for
Hey,
taking a chunk of your Friday night and hanging out
absolutely.
on the humble little podcast. Oh,
Cheers.
Tony's going to want to know what that is. What do we
Oh,
got?
let me get the I'll get the can out real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, Tony, I know at the very least Tony is going to want to know what that is.
This is
Tony,
a
I'm going old standard for me.
brewery in they're out of San Diego County. Pizza Port.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like the can. I really
Yeah.
like that can.
They do they do every 2 or 3 months they do a seasonal IPA, and that's pretty much all I drink, dude. It's good stuff.
Nice
Pizza Port,
IPAs.
that's their logo right there.
You got a lot of micro brews out there.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
Man. It's crazy out here.
yeah. California, we got a ton here in Colorado, but that's mostly on
Yeah,
like
for
the Front
sure.
Range, Denver and stuff. But
Yeah.
it makes its way over here. Yeah, it's been a nice little change up from
Yeah.
Coors Light and whatever Colorado beer is supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right, man. So obviously your first time on the pod.
Yeah, man.
How long before we get into Fab? We got 5 or 6 minutes
Yeah.
before Fab. So yes, happy Fabsmas, Jeff says. So we got Jeff and Tony at least watching.
All right, cool.
Happy Fabsmas, happy Fabsgiving. How many before we get to the how many claims you got tonight? Do you want to tell that?
I got I think 16. Not 6. I mean I only did a few group, but yeah, it's 17 right now. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I know I can say the Padres. I talked to my dad a little bit ago. He's only got like 10 or 11.
Really?
I have 47 total.
Damn, dude.
But it's a lot of like the same guy in different groups and stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, I need to get some of them. But before we get to Fab, man. So obviously you're a real fantasy player. You're in the ABL.
Yeah.
But how long you been playing fantasy pre-ABL?
Shit. Well, I've been playing in a NL only Roto 11 team since I was 12 years old. I'm 32 now. Since I was 12 with my stepdad, dude. Yeah. So I did that.
That's what man, you got started earlier than I did. Jesus Christ. That's great. How many times have you won that one?
3 or 4, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
That ain't easy to do. Yeah, that ain't easy to do.
Some of those dudes are intense, man. So it's all my stepdad and all his family friends and all that. But yeah, it's been and then probably in my mid-20s, I did a few just Yahoo ones with dudes from work and stuff like that. Sure. And then I got into my first dynasty like 4 years ago, I think, and I'm still in that one. I made it to the championship last year, but lost. And now in the ABL is my first, the 30 team, man. But it's been fun, dude. I love it, dude.
So were you pretty? What was your other dynasty? The one that you've been in for a few years. How many teams is that?
Head to head on Yahoo. This is my first league I've ever done on Fantrax.
But, oh, really? Do you like Fantrax?
Oh, I like Fantrax a lot better, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yahoo has got the ease of use, but that's about all. It's really easy to drag and drop the guys and stuff, but the player lists and stuff, and the caliber of competition is, Yahoo is where I've said I go to try to make money, because I try to join those casual money leagues on Yahoo to where I think I have an edge. But
that's why I love this 30 team makes all your other leagues just feel so much. You know what I mean? It's almost the value is just. Even if you don't even win ABL, the value that you're getting from all your other, it's very true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, doing a 12-team redraft now is like, oh man, my team is just loaded. Like I'm going to crush this league. Yeah, how can I not win this league? And then you look and everybody else is loaded too. It's like, oh yeah, okay, it's a 12-teamer. So did you with the ABL? Did you with the year one auction with the Braves? I don't want to get too much into it because we could sit all night and talk about year one Braves, year two Braves. Did you feel comfortable coming out of that initial auction?
I was the one. I drafted Cole, dude. I was the one who drafted Cole. And,
I got it from you.
Cole, remember I traded. I think the only player I've got left in that deal is Gore, because I thought that was a good deal at the time.
But you can't get rid of him.
Yeah, Tony offered me a 5th rounder, and obviously I said, dude, I'll just keep him.
rather see what he turns into, if anything.
Yeah, no, not at all. So that draft kind of took a turn on me, dude, because I ended up with those two, and I had Yelich at 54. And then, I
Sure.
said, shit, I'm tied now, dude. So that's when I went and got Witt and Torque. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna, pretty much tank this year and then and just start playing for the future, because I'm not gonna be able to win with this team right now.
Yeah. A lot of guys had that early 30 team auction sticker shock. Yeah,
I know, man. It was tough. But
man, and this auction, I mean, we're not going to get into it just yet. Some of the guys that or at least I think maybe just one of the guys you picked up in this auction, you actually traded away today.
Yeah, already I Moose. Yeah, I traded away Moose.
Yeah, and a pretty big deal to bring a premier shortstop over, which was looking like a weak point of the Braves. So added another.
I got Witt coming. You know what I mean? But I'm thinking my hope is that Witt gets that third base. What I'm hearing is he might play third.
Sure.
So if anything, I can put Witt at utility too, and keep Correa at short.
Yeah. You're not gonna sit one of Correa or a Witt. You're gonna find a way to get him in. But.
Yeah, and I only had Giolito for this year, so I don't know.
Yeah, I like getting some value out of a guy that you knew you was not going to be a long-term asset.
And I got that Quinn Priester, who who could be a number 2. From what I'm reading. So I know.
Yeah. Nice looking Pirate prospects.
Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, I
like it.
Correa could be kept, at 33 for at least a couple years. And he's only 27. So other than 44,
another one of those guys that feels way older than he is. Correa, I feel like feels like he's been around forever and missed like years due to injury, but he's like not even in his prime yet, technically. Ooh, all right, it's 8:00. Has anything happened? Let's see. If I go to my team, okay, yeah, it ran. So let me bring up. Go ahead and do the share screen here, and we'll bring up the transaction. All right, look at all of this. How many pages do we need to go back? It's at least 4 full pages. five pages, 6. Here we go. 18th. Okay, so I see I've got some guys. Ooh, I won Caleb Ferguson, so I won some of my relievers.
Oh, nice.
I see here. But man,
did
I not win any of my catchers?
I did all right. Nice.
Oh, did I? See. Oh no, did I not win any of my catchers? Oh, hey, Victor Carrot. Oh, that's the Padres. Tanner Rainey for you. I had him in one of my groups.
Yeah, man.
Could potentially, man. He's a guy that has great looking stuff, but he seemed to wither under the pressure of like having a save opportunity. Let's see what else. Oh, you got Rengifo. He was in one of my.
Yeah, that's my because he's got third base. He's got third base eligibility. So I figured, hey, I can maybe throw him at third. That was my number. That was my top claim, dude. Yeah.
Third, short, and right for $9. He was one of the few multi-position guys left out there that looked like he was going to get some playing time. Yeah. I like that. Luis Garcia, the Padre reliever, going to you.
Yeah.
What else we got here? $9. Yeah, that's your $9. There's $8 for Taylor Ward. The Padres go for Taylor Ward with all 3 outfield eligibility. I got Nick Fortes, maybe the Miami backup catcher. $2 Tommy Kahnle coming off of injury. White Sox grabbed Yanni Chirinos for $6. I was in on him, but I think for 3 or 4.
I put 3 down on Yanni.
I was hoping everybody would forget about him, but then I didn't realize what league I was playing in.
Did anybody get Anton? Just to throw him on the I see Brendan McKay right there.
Who was the first one?
TJ Antone.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's gonna be I was thinking about it, but there's Nick Anderson.
I did not. He didn't get kept?
No, he was available, dude.
Oh wow. Well, I don't see his name.
Yeah, shit. All right.
Not yet, at least. I saw Diaz $6 to the White Sox. I swear I saw 5. Heath Hembry $5 to Josh. So yeah, of course we're not seeing the the $30 Alex
Yeah.
Wood and
How much
the
is
$23 Freddie Galvis
Freddie
this year.
Galvis? That's Toronto, dude.
Aaron Sanchez, $2 to the Dodgers.
That's cheaper,
Corey
man.
Ray, a couple
Yeah,
former
I
prospects.
guess
Corey
I
Ray,
went too high
Adrian
on some
Sampson to the Mariners. Yeah, I don't see anything too crazy.
I mean, Gregory Polanco, didn't he go? He went.
He's like going to Japan or Korea or something. Yeah, maybe he'll come back. Oh, so I didn't see it, but I did end up with Jason Castro. So I'm pretty happy,
bad, dude.
I'm okay with that. My catching situation not great, but I've got 3 catchers. If I can play them on the right days, maybe I don't end up terrible. I ended up with some relief pitching.
Nice.
I wanted that Dari Morita. I don't even know how you say his name, but he came up last year and threw 3 2/3, and it looked like he might be something. Yeah. Okay. So I didn't see any big surprises really of the 6 pages of Fab. Kurt Suzuki to the D-backs. Tyler Duffy to the Cardinals. I was in on him. Donovan Solano to the Cardinals for $12.
Nice. He'll sign
Trevino, he was my number 1 catcher target. I had $8 on him. He goes for $12 to the Cubs. Wes Kath, a recently drafted, 2021 first-year player draft guy, goes to the Indians for $2. That could be slide for Mark in a few years. Marlins taking another roll on Dean Kramer. He got him from a trade.
I would have been on him for $1 though. What did he do? 2?
3.
No, damn. All right.
Yeah. So the Padres, oh, Dad, $8 on John Gant, who I'm pretty sure signed, in Japan. He signed with the Nippon Ham Fighters. So that's $8 Fab, not very well spent by the Padres. Amir Garrett. Amir Garrett goes to the Dodgers for $5. I was in on him for I think 3.
Yeah.
And you never know. Could be a holds or saves guy.
Yeah. Seriously.
For the Reds. Yeah, I like that Rengifo.
Yeah,
I like that pickup.
He only has to compete with that Tyler Wade, for the starting shortstop position. So you never know, man.
They've got at bats on that team
absolutely
to go around. Yeah, I think. Eric Timms. $7 to the Cardinals. That could be sneaky. Minor league deal with the A's. Come up and mash again. Yeah, I guess I like Yanni Chirinos. I like the Rengifo because I was in on both of those guys. But not. I guess the surprising part is the guys that are knowingly signed overseas getting picked up in Fab. But that's the kind of league this is, I guess.
Yeah. What? No. Is there any double digits?
There was that Donovan Solano for 12.
Okay, 12. Yeah, I guess that's.
I don't remember where that was.
Get a job
there he is. Solano for 12. I think that was maybe There's a couple of 9. The 9s that you have.
Did you know 12 too?
7 for Lewis Brinson. 7 for Asdrubal Cabrera to the Royals. Nothing there. 6 for Isan Diaz. So not a lot of double digits really, and kind of I don't know who I would have expected. Yeah. Trevino, he went for 12 as well. So two double digit guys. Oh, there's Antone, $1 to the Dodgers.
Hey, that's not bad.
Man, that could end up being a steal. I completely spaced that. Man. I did not.
I saw it, but
I did not see it.
Damn.
Good going, Joe. Good going.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I wasn't even looking at the chat here. Yeah, Joe had said, I got him for $1. Damn. That was smooth.
That could be really.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, there's your little Fab rundown. I mean, we knew it wasn't going to be as crazy as it was in year 1. Joe says he is for sale. TJ Antone is for sale at $1. But yeah, we didn't have the crazy prices, but you
Yeah.
say 6 pages worth of guys
Yeah.
getting added onto teams. Yeah, a lot of guys filling out the roster. I left the auction without a full roster. I was not the only one.
Yeah.
So, and you filled a nice multi-position hole there. Guy who can
Yeah.
play
That's
third, guy who can
good.
play short. Yeah,
Yeah.
get a little
That's
outfield
yeah.
flexibility.
Yeah. I like it, man. I like that.
I like that. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and take a look while we're not my team. Let's take a look at the Braves, since we're here to talk a little Braves. So before we break everything down, I'm going to go ahead and say I had told you earlier. I went ahead and I just went through and I looked at the NL East teams and I did my own, just eyeball predictions or whatever. Sam and Lenny, those guys pull data and crunch it and do all this stuff. I'm not that savvy. I don't know how to interpret it as well as they do. So I just look at it and say, this team looks good. This team looks like it needs help. I was struggling with where to put you and the Nats. I kept wanting to flip-flop you and the Nats, and I landed on Braves 3, Nats 4 in the division.
That's where I'm at too on mine as well, dude. Yeah.
I think it could easily, like one injury or whatever, it easily flips. But so just full disclosure, before we get into the breakdown team, I have the Braves. I think they're going to finish third.
Yeah.
And the shortcomings I see from the Braves, and I don't think I'm going to say that you disagree with. Obviously, third base. Yeah. Even with Rengifo.
Yeah.
I had Josh Van Meter on my list of guys that I was hoping would squeak through the auction and then be available in Fab because he has that second, third eligibility. Yeah. But he's definitely not a guy you want in there every day.
Not at all.
Did you like how your auction went? I'm gonna deviate from me saying what I don't like about the Braves. Did you like how your auction went first and foremost, this year 2 auction?
I mean, I like how it ended up, but so I was hoping I dropped a lot of guys before the draft, hoping to get them back. Like I dropped Lux. I was hoping to get Lux back, and I was in on him, but then I think Sam ended up with him at $20.
Yeah, he went for 20 again.
I told myself I had him at 24, and I told myself I'm not going to go over 20 for Lux. So that kind of messed up with my my second base, kind of third base. That's what put me back in on Moose, which then I could put Moose at third base and then put this Mateo at second base, which I traded for Mateo right before the draft. So that changed all in the first couple of days, So I wasn't in on Moose at all, and then Moose
ended up being the guy you spent the most on.
Yeah.
In the auction, actually.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
And now you don't even have him. so there you go. That's how that works out. Is like Moose was not a Braves target. Yeah. He ends up being the guy the Braves spent the most on him, but then he's moved him for Carlos Correa, basically.
Yeah. I was keeping. I knew I had to go heavy on pitching. So that's where I ended up with Soroka. I got Waka. I got Griffin Canning. Yeah. I got Jake Cousins. And then
Dane Dunning.
Yeah. Dane Dunning. Yeah. See, that's another guy I dropped. I dropped him for 20 at 20, and then I got him back for 14. So, so I made sure to try to get one of those guys back. And I think Duke ended up with Dustin May, which I dropped.
Yes,
I dropped him at 20 for $25. It's like,
and nobody was sneaking by. So May didn't sneak by, but Soroka. So you're a Braves fan, right? Like you're a real life Braves
fan. I'm an Angels fan, dude.
Shit. Okay.
So you're not a Braves fan. I just read it just because this is my team, man.
I was gonna say, what do you know anything about like Soroka and the Achilles and anything like that? You heard much about it?
I know that Achilles is kind of jacked up. You know what I mean? So once I hit that bit $1 and I won it, it does the little and I'm like, I got to go read up what's going on.
Because he's gonna his foot could be hanging on by a thread.
He's still only 24 years old, dude. And you know, if he can go back to what he was, you know, it could be interesting. And
if he comes back and is even the 4 or 5 man for the Braves, I think for $9, you know, even if it's next year for $11, you end up. I think that's still still could be pretty good value. He's the injured guy that kind of did stay suppressed.
Yeah,
you know, he stayed in the single digit prices. I don't remember how much Maeda went for, but he's a guy that's not going to pitch at all this year. I think at least went for $6, $7, $8, and is what 34, 35. So.
Glasnow went for Glasnow. Is he still going to? I think he might come back at the end of the year.
I doubt we see him this year. If we do, it's probably more like who did we just see come back for like
a sale type thing?
Yeah, or Sale or Bieber or somebody like that comes back and throws a few innings. But I think he's more for a future kind of and could be a great buy.
Yeah,
but didn't stay in the single digits like Soroka did. But man, Soroka, it's his third. It's his third surgery on that Achilles. We don't really know how baseball players come back from that. You know, modern medicine is great. Like you said, he's super young, obviously on a good team. So I like the gamble there. Got Aquino for $5, plays all 3 outfield positions, kind of like that. I nominated him. I kind of hoped that I'd be able to get him for 2 or 3, but
I had him at 3.
Quickly.
I had him at 3.
You pretty much took him over pretty quick and stayed with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I had 10 minutes
Cousins
at $3. I had 10 minutes left with Aquino at $3, and I think it was Mark.
Somebody tried to bump you up.
So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get him back, dude. Yeah.
It's man. You sit there and hold your breath for like 40 minutes.
I know, right?
As these guys tick down that you really need to grab, because as we see, you know, the Braves outfield is outside of Kyle Tucker. Kirilloff is interesting. I actually have him in DZFC for like $21, and I don't know if he's a keep or a cut for that price. But if you believe in him, he's. I mean, Fantrax believes in him. They got him as a 400+ point bat. So but outside of that, you know, De La Cruz in center, and then you're rotating in some guys trying to fill out that outfield. So you really needed to land that cheap Aquino. Like that was, even though he's not going to be an everyday guy, that was a nice get for
and I got
an outfield that's going to make use of him.
Yeah, Alfred will play too. So
a little bit past. I mean, after the first two guys are amazing. Kyle Tucker, one of the few. He's not projected for 600, but he's projected for near 600. And I love Kyle Tucker. I think it's $42, still a nice price on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got some flexibility, especially now with Rengifo. It gives you a little bit added flexibility. Estrada, I don't know how much we're going to see of him in San Francisco. Obviously, if he's in San Francisco, I hope it's not that much because I have Mauricio Dubon. So I hope most of those kind of at-bats are going to him and not Estrada. But that's neither here nor there. Now, of course,
when
they're ready.
Yeah, they're ready, man.
Yeah. When they're ready, and a lot of people say both of these, you know, both of your top guys here could and should break camp with the major league clubs, and Bobby Witt and Torkelson, especially Torque. He's got that 2-position eligibility. He can move up and play first base where it's currently, you know, Matt Beatty or Lewin Diaz, or maybe Kirilloff, Kirilloff, and then shuffle somebody into left field, Alford, whoever it is. But really, these are the 2 guys here that you're, you know, if you're an ABL Braves fan, you're salivating at the thought of Bobby Witt.
I drafted him in the first year player that Brendan Davis. He if you look at his AAA numbers, he had a really good year in AAA, and they put him on the 40 man this to protect him. And
November 5th. Yeah, they should.
They're saying if he has a good spring, he could be their starting second baseman. Then they might move Fletcher to shortstop.
I did not know he was that good. 290, 361 with 30 homers and 16 steals.
Yeah,
25.1% strikeouts. Not even that bad, really. I mean, in today's game, it's really not. Damn. Yeah, so you're kind of really hoping he pops up. He's got 3. Short.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Very nice. Now this. Here is where we run into
big problem.
My primary issue with the Braves, you know, why I just couldn't put them above the Marlins. You know, I couldn't put you above the Marlins, and why I still say, man, you may be right there with the Nats because you know, we'll get to the Nats, but the Nats did quite a bit to improve, especially from where they were last year.
I agree.
but the pitching, the Braves, like so many other ABL teams, stop me if you've heard this one.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have enough pitching. The first couple look at okay. Ian Anderson, of course, we pretty much maybe there's another gear for him to hit, but he's a 400 plus point starting pitcher. Absolutely. But then after that, it's pretty iffy. Yeah. You're looking at the Dane Dunning that we said you just picked up in the auction for $14. The very injured Mike Soroka, who I don't know if he's supposed to be ready for the start of the season or not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Some nice relief pitching. Jordan Romano should be saves guy. Yeah. I had another guy that like Rengifo. Jake Cousins is on my list of guys I hope doesn't go in the auction and I can get him in FAB because man, he had a nice little debut last year. High strikeout potential. Yeah. Potential, obviously they have Hader, Devin Williams, but could be a leverage guy, could be a holds guy. Yeah. AJ Minter kind of similar in Atlanta. Holds might fall backwards into some saves. Yep. High strikeout guy. But you're lacking depth. Not telling you anything you don't know. You did pick up Brazier, I think, in FAB as well, and Luis Garcia. And Luis, I addressed some relief depth. Tanner Rainey, of course. Yep. Yeah, we said that already. So you kind of played the same way I did in using FAB to shore up the reliever. Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I agree, especially with Philly. I mean, Phillies had the best pitching staff in the
Phillies.
So yeah. I don't have myself winning this division. I had myself in either third or fourth. So
yeah, that's exactly. And for my little note, I said the Braves are solid up and down, but really lack SP depth. Yeah, and of course the incredible prospects. I mean, really, what this team. If Torkelson and Witt come up and are what everybody thinks they can be, if they break camp with the team, Fantrax is probably going to slot them in as both 400 plus point bats. Yeah. And so you have that replacing 179 point Matt Beatty and a 96 or a 61 point Rengifo or Vimian. That's a huge boost. Yeah. And that also opens up some potential play. I mean, if that happens, you maybe have to change gears a little bit. And is this something that you've thought of? Like, what am I going to do if Torque and Witt break camp with their respective big league teams?
I mean, I could have. I mean, my staff was a lot better with Giolito, right? I mean,
sure.
But going over all, I've been going over all these other teams in the. I'm like, shit, dude. I'm that. Even with Giolito, I had myself, in third or fourth still, so that's why I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to trade Giolito then, I only have Giolito for this year. So, I mean, and then I can that's how I got, Quinn Priester. I did Buck, who can be he can be a number 2 starter. And then I got Correa, who I feel I can still keep at $33 for, and then, so that's why I did that move today, dude. So,
well, then you kind of, I don't want to.
No, I know.
Speak for you, but I like that. You perceived that you needed to do something, and you kind of leaned into. The bats were already kind of your strong point. Oh yeah. So you just kind of leaned into heavier bats. Shore up the bats, get Correa at shortstop, and if these guys do break camp, that is a hell of an offense. I mean, it really is. Yeah, it's an offense that's going to run with any in the league. If these guys can do what I know. Bobby Witt is potentially a generational prospect, and Torque, even if he's not, looks like he's going to be a big league power bat. And he's going to be in a nice young lineup. So, I mean, that's obviously the hope is that these guys are going to break camp and really paint a new picture for this team. And we know how this league is. Who the hell knows what your staff looks like on opening day or a month into the season? Like it's hard telling. This is the tradiest, craziest league I've ever seen.
I'm gonna, I mean, I think I was one of the first people to do the whole drop proclamation, last year, and this year I'm going to try to compete this year. I remember listening to you last year saying, I just want to. I think weren't you the last playoff team? You said
Yes.
Fuck it,
I was the worst playoff team.
I want to be able to still make the playoffs, in the first. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I'm feeling this year, dude. I mean, it sucks to every week. I mean, you know what I mean? It's a long season, dude.
Yeah, it's a long season. Yeah, and you play 3 games a week. Yeah, it sucks. It does. It sucked being a sub 500 playoff team, but at least I got to hang my hat on that, And I think the league got tougher. We don't have.
I agree, dude.
We don't have the dead owners. We had a solid handful of dead owners, really kind of coming out of the auction.
Yeah.
We didn't know it at the time, but these guys that went true stars and scrubs, three or four really expensive guys, and then just garbage everywhere else. And it's like, this was my first 30-teamer. This was my first dynasty. But I think anybody with half a brain could look at these teams and say, this isn't going to work. This is not going to work for these guys. Sure. And pretty much every single one of them ended up leaving, So, but we don't have that now. They've been replaced with good owners.
Wow.
And these guys that were in the single-digit wins last year, they got a lot better. And one of those, let's ease into talking about the Nets.
Yeah.
Yep. Wait, did I miss you say something, or did I?
No, I didn't say. Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. I might have just heard something funky. Let's see. Where am I going here?
Yeah, let me go. I got a bunch of notes written down, dude. Let me.
Let me have what you got here for the Nets.
I got they have a strong lineup, dude. Gurriel, Bregman, Torres, Rosarena. They were the ones that got Suzuki.
They loaded up.
Bruhan and then Madrigal, dude. That's solid, dude.
Yeah, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projected 400 plus point bats, and a lot of those guys are on the higher end of 400. You got 477 for Gurriel, 488 for Suzuki. I don't know what to think about the Suzuki projection. 518 for a Rosarena. To me personally, that feels high, but I think he's one of these guys that has just like been quietly good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's see, dude. Can I get fantasy points? So he did just put up actually 516. So
he'll do it.
Yeah, geez, he did. Yeah, they really, really improved the lineup compared to what it was last year. I wish I could snapshot of these guys, but grabbing Bregman, Glaber, Rosarena, Suzuki. Yeah, they got Madrigal for me in a trade. They got Gurriel for me in a trade.
Yep. Same with, I like Jansen too, dude. Danny Jansen. Yeah.
That's not for a catcher in this league. He's a guy that I could have been in on in the auction, but man, when I got Laureano for $15, I really Biggio was my top target, and I did get him for 20, but I did not want to spend 20 on him. I was really upset with myself for having to spend 20. And then with Laureano, I really didn't even intend to get him, but he was on the board at a time when everybody else I was looking at, I was like, oh shit, I have an empty utility spot, and I have like nobody that's going to play. And Laureano's going to miss the first month of the season.
Yeah.
But that $35 on those two guys like ruined my auction. It makes me wish like, oh man, it'd still be nice to have Lourdes Gurriel and Nick Madrigal right now. What can you do? The pitching for the Nats.
I've got.
Go ahead.
Pitching is going to be a grind for them, dude. But overall, I like what they're doing. I said, and then I put it's kind of like Frank Light, like Frank from the Cubs. Remember Frank from the Cubs last year?
Yes.
I put Frankie Light right here. Yeah.
That is literally what I wrote. I said, these guys are Frank Light, all bats, and maybe even a little more. I haven't looked at the Cubs yet, but maybe even more arms than Frank has right now, because Frank is really. But he just traded a couple monster bats too, so I'm not sure what Frank looks like at the moment. But they clearly addressed hitting in the auction. The Nats did. This is Jordan and Tom that run the Nats. Kind of more invested in relief pitching than they are in starting pitching, really leaning on like Dakota Hudson and Cal Quantrill and maybe Colby Allard to have the 5th spot in Texas, and maybe a miraculous healthy season out of Nate Pearson. If they get that, maybe it looks better. But these guys, they're kind of in the same position as you. And really, that's why I said I could flip-flop you guys, because their bats their bats look really nice, but I kind of look at the Braves with torque and wit.
Yeah.
And that's what like really brings it head to head. And then you do have the starting pitching, Ian Anderson and Dane Dunning get the edge over Dakota Hudson, Cal Quantrill.
Yeah,
but the relief pitching, that could be a bit of a wash. I don't know, man. I think you're going to be fighting with these guys a lot this year. I mean, you're going to play each other a ton, but you're going to be fighting with the Nats a lot this year.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man. But yeah, I put Brawlin Junis are they're going to get deals. They're going to get jobs. So that's
you would assume, yeah.
And then I think Pearson is probably not this year, but I think that's the Braves. I mean the Rays future closer for sure. I think
Jays.
The Jays, yeah.
The Jays. Yeah. I could see something like that. Yeah. If he can't seem to stretch out and go deep into games without getting hurt, which we see with it seems like a lot of these guys anymore, especially the hard throwing young guys, converted into wipeout relievers. Yeah. I still say that might be the future for Glass now because he has like the most devastating 2-pitch combo like in baseball. He's so tall and man, he would be a devastating reliever. He would be lights out. But
this is my last one, dude. Alex Reyes. I saw it. It was like 4 days ago on Twitter that I guess they're gonna try. He's gonna be a starter this year, right?
They're gonna try it again. Yeah. And I don't have, as a Cardinal fan and somebody that's seen a lot of Reyes pitch and has been waiting on him as a prospect and such, I don't think he'll ever be a starter. I mean, he's got a better chance of being a starter than, say, Jordan Hicks, because I think there's been rumors around they're going to try to make Hicks into a starter too. I don't see it. Reyes walks too many guys. He just walks too many guys to be a starter. Yeah. And you're going to get him into where he's throwing, 65, 70 pitches in 2 innings, and then you're into a crazy long bullpen game, and then that screws your bullpen up for the rest of the series or the rest of the week. I don't think it's going to be a successful experiment. If he does, great for the Nats. If he does somehow hang on, it's not like the Cardinals' rotation is so deep that they don't need to try something. But I think that would be very bad if they tried to make Hicks and Reyes into starters. Yeah. For the Nats, I put 400 plus bats in the lineup, but awful starting pitching depth. I mean, really, there's no depth to speak of. That's how awful it is. Because we've heard it said a million times. You want to get 7 starts in a week. That's that magic number is maxing out your starts. Yep. And as Sam has explained, there's 7 starts for 30 teams in the league every week. That's more starts than there are in the majors to be had. So somebody's going to go without. Multiple teams are going to go without. And right now, easily the Nats are one of those teams. But they had a choice to make. They could go bats or they could go arms, and they went bats. And I think they got some decent deals in the bats as well. I like the Bregman price. I don't think that's a terrible deal on Bregman if he comes back and is he's only 27. If he can average 3.75 points a game, that looks like a good $31 spent. Absolutely. So I think this is I think you and the Nats are going to be like sitting in that same water a lot this year. I agree. And then we'll go to the. Oh yeah, go ahead. House and Davis. They have two great prospects, Brady House and they had stacked up on the first round picks as well. Yeah, they're looking good for the future. These guys. They have Hunter Green that could be up. Not bad. Brady House, Jay Allen. He's probably a couple more years away. Super young, but another good one. Miguel Vargas, the Dodger third baseman, and Brujan, like you said earlier, not a prospect anymore, but still super young. Yeah. Campusano, not a prospect anymore, but again, like maybe a post-hype kind of guy. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, these guys are looking good. Looking good for the future. Now I don't know how much time we want to spend on the Mets. I obviously put the Mets 5th in the division. Dwight did almost nothing to improve. He added Michael Franco for $1 and Phil Gosselin for $1. We can go check out the team, man, if you want to. Because the Mets, where I had mentioned several times in the pods last year, the Mets were the ones that were nipping at my heels for the the final playoff spot, that final wild card spot in the NL, and I was trying to hold him off to be the worst playoff team in the league, and I was able to hold off Dwight. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to do a lot to improve, but his team really doesn't look that bad. Yeah, for a guy that only spent like $2 in the auction or whatever, it's not the worst looking team. He's got several.
It's got to be the oldest team in the league. I would think so, right?
Yeah. And Joey Votto alone carries that down. Yeah, weighs that down. But then you got 35-year-old Detweiler, 36-year-old David Price.
Check out some of his minor guy. I think he has a 38-year-old minor guy, dude.
Oh man, yeah, Verlander at 38. He's got 32, a couple 32-year-old minor leaguers there. There he is. Yeah, Anthony Hatch, 38-year-old. There's a 31-year-old minor league, a couple 31-year-old minor league guys. Yeah, Dwight is a very old team, but he was right there on the cusp last year. If he comes in and makes a move or two to make some improvements in places, Dwight can suddenly. He's kind of got he's got an envious catcher position. He's got three pretty solid catchers. Carson Kelly, Mitch Garver, Jorge Alfaro, who also has left field eligibility. So he's got 3 catchers that are projected for over 200 points each, which, I look at that and I'm jealous of somebody that just spent $6 on Jason Castro and whoever the hell, Nick Fortes, the Marlins third stringer or backup or whatever. But, I think Dwight's shortcomings will catch up to him if he isn't able to address it. And it's the depth, stop me if you've heard this one, but after Verlander, who I think he's one of these guys that we can be pretty confident is probably going to come back okay from the Tommy John, but he is still 38. The guy's a horse. He's a Hall of Famer, but he is 38.
Yep.
So who knows what you can really – the Trax has him for 353 points, which I think is probably pretty safe. They got him starting 24 games.
Yeah.
And then averaging almost 15 a game. So I think that's safe. Luis Castillo is Luis Castillo. That he's great. Yeah, great. He's very good. I don't know if he's great. My eyes have my attitudes on Luis Castillo are shifting a little bit. Maybe he's not as good as because it wasn't just the bad April last year. He's actually not a great whip guy. Like he does give up base runners quite a bit, and he doesn't strike guys out the way that you think. Because Castillo gets drafted and stuff like an SP1, like he's a staff anchor. But he doesn't rack up the Ks like an SP1, and he doesn't have like the whip of an SP1. But you still like, especially in a 30-team league.
You could get Castillo. You gotta like it too, because the Reds still could trade Castillo.
Sure. And he was. I think he was pretty bad at home.
Yeah.
But Dwight's huge piece here is $4 Shane Baz. Like that's Dwight's far and away probably most valuable piece.
And he's got he's got Liberatore and Job too. I mean,
he's got a couple nice young arms. He's also got these 2 guys on IR, which are I don't think either one of them are on IR, but if Pineda latches on somewhere, he's an innings eater if he's healthy. Luke Weaver could be okay. Trax has him for 264 points to start 22 games. He's a guy. He's a jack. He's just a guy. But he is a guy. You need those guys in your lineup. So, Dwight needs to make some moves. But
well,
he could be for a guy that didn't do anything in the auction. He could look a lot worse than he does.
I agree.
Yeah, and I got him at 5th in the spot, but in the division. But
me too. But what I would do if I was, I'm not going to speak for Dwight, but
sure.
Dude, he's got all those guys on 1 year deals, man. He could, if I was him, I would trade away as much as I could, and just you build around Shane Baz. You can build around, all those young pitching. I don't know, but
it's gonna. There's been speculation that the year 3 auction is going to be the real we might see the more big names in the year 3, because I'm one of the teams also that signed a lot of guys to
you just did one
year deals. Yeah, I didn't sign. Dwight made an interesting. I don't know what to think about his approach. It might be smarter than I initially thought it was when I saw it, because I was like, what in the hell? he literally gave everybody a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
But if he's planning on going into the next auction with, like you said, his nice core of young guys, and then having all the money to spend, maybe he makes some trades and he gets some guys he wants to keep or whatever, but he could actually be, out thinking some of the rest of us in doing that, because
True, dude.
he could be ready to, he's playing the long con. He's like, oh, you remember year 2 auction, Dwight wasn't even barely there, and then year 3 auction, he's going to come out and just spend on everybody, and people are just going to go, whoa, where did Dwight come from? But unfortunately, somebody's got to be 5th in the division, and I do have it as the Mets. So I don't think anybody's probably terribly surprised by that. Somebody's got to be last. I have – I'm going to ask you, who do you have winning this division?
Phillies, for sure.
You got the Phillies? Yeah, Phillies, me too. Me too. Ho-hum. Yeah, Adam. Adam at a Ween concert tonight. Damn it. I love that band, and Adam is at a Ween concert right now while we talk about him winning the NL East. So good night for Adam. I think the Phillies are very solid. I'm going to go ahead and bring them up.
I'll go to Phillies right now. Yeah.
As you said earlier, the Phillies obviously have very nice pitching, but they also have a pretty well balanced offense as well. He's got 2 projected. Whenever I say this, it's of course projected by Trax, but he's got 2 500-plus point bats. I don't know where the Javi Baez love comes from of Trax. Did he do that again this year? No, so I mean, man, that 2018 he scored 624. Holy hell, he was really great that year. But Javi Baez is not a 290 hitter. Yeah, shit, maybe he is. Maybe he is that good. I just hate the Cubs. That looks like an outlier for him. Look at all these years. 426, 337, 624, 506. So maybe projecting him for 500 is okay. I think he probably falls a little short of that, but still, he's a good shortstop, second base eligible guy. He's got 450 projected out of Ryan McMahon. His outfield outside of Teoscar is probably the weak point of the Philly offense. Yes, it's nice and flexible. Both Daza and McCormick have full outfield flexibility, so you like that. And then Hampson can get in there at center. Connor Joe can get in there at left. So I think a lot of us saw last year that those multi-position guys, it does give them extra value. When you can in a daily league like we have, where it really – I remember doing the weekly pods and always pointing out that the Dodgers and the Pirates had 79 games played, 80 games played. That's along with getting those 7 starts out of your pitchers. You want those games, even if they're from losers, If the losers give you 5 points and you did that 6 or 7 times by plugging those guys in, you scored 30, 35, 40 points that your opponent didn't score. That is huge. And I didn't have that last year. I didn't have the depth. I kind of shot myself in the foot again this year by spending too much in the auction and not being able to go after those role guys. So the Phillies definitely, as you can see, went into those multi-position guys. And I outside of his catcher, he doesn't have a single guy that only plays one position. Khalil Lee, if you count him, but everybody else is a multi-position guy.
Profar is huge too. Profar is huge to have on a team.
Yeah, look at that, man. He plays everywhere.
Yeah, for $6.
And even if he only gets 430 ABs and averages 2.5 points, he'll get you 2.5 points wherever the hell you want to put him that day. Wherever you need to put him.
Yep.
I like that. Yeah. That's why I went so hard for Dubon. I hope he gets the ABs because he's eligible second, third, short, center field. He's eligible all over the place.
I traded for Dubon last year, but I think he got sent down right after I traded him. He got sent down, so I ended up dropping him.
I was happy to get him and McKinstry for $4 each. I'm really hoping Trax has McKinstry projected for 0 points, which of course is not.
Why do they do that, dude?
Yeah, he's going to find his way into some. It's the Dodgers. Even if guys don't get hurt and stuff, they rest him funny and stuff. He's already been up before. He's going to get points.
Oh, for sure.
That's neither here nor there. And the Phillies, the strength of the Phillies here is the pitching. I'm surprised that Trax only has John Means for 370 points. They must expect him to take a significant step back. When they still put Ranger Suarez at 400 points, so they think Means who I think is a little more established than Ranger Suarez, takes a step back. Suarez is going to be just as good as he was last year. So,
he just got Nick Anderson too. That's who he just won in the Fab. Nick Anderson,
kind of a sneaky.
Yeah,
could be a sneaky good reliever, man. When he was healthy, he was a strikeout machine.
Remember that? It was like a few years ago. Right?
Yeah, he was really, really good there and then he's just been kind of hurt ever since. Let's see.
Jeez,
it was in 2019. Yeah, 65 innings, 110 strikeouts, and a 1.07 whip. So he looked lights out. But man, those relievers, they come up and do that. They're like super mercurial, like they come up and have one or two amazing years, and then they get hurt or they get rocked a little bit, and they just kind of fall out of obscurity.
Yep.
So Red Sox Don is saying that you look just like a young Tim Hudson, which I guess I do kind of see it now. Yeah, now that I'm thinking of it, I do kind of see it. Yeah. Oh, good old Tim Hudson. Yeah. Former he was a Brave, right? Former Brave. Yeah. Part of the big three: Mark Mulder, Tim Hudson, Barry Zito. Yeah, he does kind of look like Tim Hudson. Yeah, he does. Doesn't have the split finger though. Damn, I'm never gonna be able to unsee that now.
But he got. I had Michael King for a long time in that auction. I think, and then I think Adam took him from me, man. I like Michael King this year.
Adam likes those Sparp guy, the SPRP guys. I think everybody's kind of on to that.
Those have
Adam, is a Yankee. He's a Yankees guy. So but man, his big 3 or 4.
It's big.
I mean, outside of you want to like the guys that Tony just won in the auction are clearly really great. But man, Adam with Alcantara, with Pablo, Nola, Domingo Germán, even John Gray, is for $6. I mean, Adam's pitching.
John Gray not in Colorado. It's big, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how there's no way that the Texas ballpark is going to play probably either as bad as the old Texas ballpark or remotely as bad as Colorado. So anything's got to be good.
Yeah,
get him out of there.
Absolutely.
But, man, I like the Phillies to do
great
very well. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I say he's got a great team. He's got an amazing team, actually. Amazing pitching.
Yeah, very solid. And that's all I put for the Phillies is just solid all around. Adam, I think that there's a chance that he didn't tell me this, but I think he did tell me that he's like, man, I'm kicking myself seeing the prices some of these guys went for in the auction. I wish I had more money. I think maybe there was part of him that wishes that he had not traded for or kept Nola at the $40+, but I think he's going to be happy with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Adam will be satisfied with Aaron Nola but even without Aaron Nola, I love the Alcantara Pablo, that little Marlins 1-2 hit. I think people are, for whatever reason, they're down on Pablo because he had the shoulder, but man, when he's healthy and he's on, he's really, really good. I think he's still the number 1 in that rotation.
I agree.
But in that same breath, he has had shoulder issues. Depth is nobody's strong point. Adam can withstand. If Pablo goes down, he's got John Means, he's got Ranger Suarez, he's got Domingo. So Adam's going to get his 7 starts, and then he's got a little bit extra. He's kind of like the Rangers. Maybe the Rangers have a little bit more depth, but even Austin Gomber.
That's right.
Thinks he can do. If he starts 26 games and averages 12 points, there's a lot of staffs in the ABL that would really like to have that.
Absolutely.
So I really like Adam's team. I think he's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And I think the guy that's going to be nipping at his heels is going to be Tony. I think Tony. Man, what can you say about Tony? Tony consistently seems to defy expectations. Like for one, the first half Marlins last year were blowing everybody's mind. One, who the hell are some of these guys in the lineups that he's putting out there? And they just keep producing points for him. But then he went out and had an incredible auction. He landed for 45. He lands DeGrom for 41. He lands Max Fried for 41 or 49. Sorry, DeGrom and Max Fried for 41. And then to maybe ice the cake, maybe not, $19 Steve Strasburg. Tony doesn't have the depth. Now there's a lot of risk to these guys. These are very high. It's a high upside staff, but it's a very high risk. Any staff with Strasburg automatically become very high risk. Take it as the guy who traded a first rounder and a couple nice prospects for him last year, and then got about 8 combined. Yeah. I got like 1 and a quarter starts out of him, and you're just sitting there. You know, a little flag pops up next to his name. You're thinking, "Oh, news!" And the news is always, "Oh, now it's his neck instead of his arm," or whatever the hell. I don't want him to be dead to me. I don't want to say Strass is dead to me because I've been taking him in best balls. Like 220 overall. Early in the season so far. I'll still roll the dice on him, but let's not ignore that Tony did have a great auction, but that it does come with a lot of inherent risk. Bieber had shoulder, right? He was shoulder last year, or something that shut him down for a long time, and he had a velo dip. We know what happened with DeGrom last year. Fried seems like a horse. He seems like he's going to –
man. I think Fried's a beast.
Yeah. And at first, I wasn't loving the price on him, but the more I kind of looked into him, I was like, you know what? He actually – I think that is going to be a reasonable price. I still don't love $41, but I think it's pretty reasonable for him. But if these guys stay healthy, obviously it could be one of the best staffs in ABL, but the depth is not there. That's what really keeps Tony from being able to take that number 1 spot, at least in my predictions. And that's what kind of I was really fighting with where to put the Marlins. Did you have them at number 2 also in yours?
I got them at 2, yeah.
Yeah. But I just looking at how he seems to be like so many other teams, it's not exclusive to the Marlins, but he's like you say this about it, he's one big injury away from disaster, and the lineup is very sketchy. I don't know where Trax gets off with some of these projections. I don't know if I see Jackie Bradley scoring almost 400 points. I don't, Chavis at 375. Really, you're gonna put Chavis at 375?
I traded Chavis to him, dude. Last
year.
year.
And I think he had quite a bit more eligibility, right? He wasn't just second base last year. I think he had 1 or 2 more spots, but
I think
I don't know that I see 375 for him.
Roster Resource has him as DH, just the Pirates DH this year. So
they traded for him for a reason. I'm sure they're gonna give him a long leash, before they decide to send him down again or whatever happens with him. But because they can, they don't have. The Red Sox needed somebody up there that could hit consistently or whatever. But
he just got Bart. He got Bart before I wrote down my. After I wrote down all my.
I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, he did. He did land Joey Bart tonight.
Yeah,
and didn't. Man, what did he even give up? I don't even remember what he gave up for that. So that's. He just made another trick. Oh no, that's not him. That's the Twins.
Yeah, Logan Allen.
Yeah, Logan Allen, some fab. Yeah. And a couple of picks. Now, what did the Blue Jays spend that fab on? I wonder.
Gregory Polanco.
Just out of curiosity.
On Gregory Polanco.
Blue Jays. What did he use that fab on?
DJ Peters and Polanco, dude, both in Japan.
Gary, damn it. Gary pretty much used his fab on exclusively guys that don't have big league teams right now. So, N.A. Suzuki. Now, these guys probably, Vogie, Brad Hand will probably latch on.
Hand will get a job.
But yeah, Polanco is he did sign a contract. Now, isn't there something funky with these guys? Can they somehow get out of their international?
Yeah, you never know.
Because I remember hearing it was Dan Straley. Because I took Dan Straley in a Fantrax best ball, and somebody's like, "Oh, he just signed in Korea," and I was kicking myself. Yeah. But then, it was a week or whatever later that he signed the minor league deal with the D-backs. So maybe the contracts aren't as ironclad, over there as they are here, or whatever. If somebody shows interest, but even if they did, Gregory Polanco has shown us many, many times that he has a complete inability to stay on a Major League Baseball field. So. but maybe Gary's stashing the fab, pop up prospects and stuff throughout the year. Who knows what happens? I know there were times last year where I wished I had fab and I had ran out of my fab pretty early.
I agree.
So
yeah, me too, man.
I'm not one to criticize how people spend their fab. I don't want to come off that way. But I was just curious if he used that additional $16 to really go after somebody. But no, he really didn't. So yeah, Tony grabs Joey Bart in that deal and does.
That's big.
I guess the consensus seems to be that Bart is probably going to be breaking camp with the Giants, but Trax has him at 391 AB, so they're banking on somebody else catching some games for the Giants. I guess off the top of my head, I don't know who that would be. I should have put some fab in on him if I did know who it was.
What I have down is I said I just put Tony. He's shown that he can make it work. You know what I mean. He'll find a way to make it work, dude.
That's like short and sweet for Tony. Like he does find a way. Whether it's trades or inexplicably putting a guy in there that then has a great week, and you're like, how the hell did the Marlins beat me? And this year, if the guys stay healthy, it's going to be obvious how he beat you. It's going to be these guys right here. It's going.
Absolutely.
Bieber, DeGrom, and Fried. I've looked at most rosters. It's really hard for me to think of a better. Bieber and DeGrom. It's going to be hard. You could put me with them, and that's probably still the best three in the ABL. So
absolutely.
If those guys are healthy, you have the Cy Young winner in each league. Like
so big.
Potentially, but I don't know how we all. I didn't have the money to spend. You didn't have it, but how did we all let Tony get away with?
I didn't even see it.
Landing those three guys. Yeah, it's like what in the hell? And he told us. He told me and Sam on the pre-auction pod. He told us what he was going to do. He's going after pitchers, and then shit, man, we still let it happen. I don't know. That is going to be one of the more interesting things that plays out in the NL East. I was down on the NL East as a division, actually. And then when I was really looking at it for this pod, I was thinking it's actually a little bit better than I thought. The Mets are better than I thought. The Nats got a lot better than I thought they did. The pitching is really bad. And I knew the Braves are really going to be waiting for those couple of super prospects to come up. But you've got a nice it's not going to be just those guys. You're not just waiting for them to come up and then you're going to try to deal them for big league talent. Like those guys are going to be there with the surrounding cast. So the East is, Tony says that's right. Show us some respect. Yeah, I don't.
the
NL East. It's not. Yeah, it's maybe I don't know if it's the NL Beast either, but it's good. I think the ABL got a lot. I think it got a lot more even. The word parity is getting thrown around. I think there's going to be a lot more parity in the ABL this year.
I agree.
And the Rangers are going to be better. The Nats are going to be better. Cleveland's going to be better. The Giants in the West are going to be better. The Orioles are going to be better. Everybody's going to be.
Orioles.
Everybody's got to lose. These losses. You're all going to beat up on each other. We're all going to beat up on each other. But so the losses got to come somewhere. Everybody can't be 500.
Yep.
But it's hard to look at these rosters and the hard salary cap. It's hard to look at these rosters and without just kind of giving this guy lacks depth. Everybody lacks depth. Maybe, but the Dodgers and the Pirates, maybe the Cardinals. Yeah. Everybody lacks depth. We all do. Yeah. So it's going to come down to a lot of if you want to call it luck, if you want to call it running on the positive side of variance, whatever you want to call it. But it seems like you and I pretty much landed about the same on our NL East.
I think so.
At least as it stands right now.
I've got me in fourth, dude, and then Dwight in fifth, and then Nats, Tony, and then Adam winning it all.
Yeah. It's. I like I said, I even have on my stupid thing. I have an up and down arrow in case I, forgot myself. Like I could easily flip flop the Nats and Braves. I could see the Braves in third, Nats in fourth, but I could easily, flip that around. the more you look at that Nationals lineup, it's like, man, if they just got one or two pitchers,
I agree, man.
it'd be really pretty good, surprisingly good.
But I mean, they could get Hunter Green right to start the year. You never know,
Yeah,
and that could help them. That could be big, dude.
If the Reds decide they're ready to see what they got with him. Yeah, jeez, man. Yeah, a lot of that lineup looks really good. Okay, depth. Brujan only plays second base. Campusano only catches or whatever, and then Matt Duffy, who doesn't have a team right now. So if any of these guys go down, the bench is like shockingly thin for the Nats.
Yeah.
They really have they don't have a single outfielder outside of what's in the starting lineup right now.
Yeah,
so
if
Suzuki sucks, if you're using DJ Stewart at utility right now, he plays left, right, but it's a really thin. And the prospects, I don't know if we're going to see Vargas this year. We're not going to see Henry Davis this year.
What about Ji-Hwan Bae?
Ooh, yeah, again, kind of like we said with the Pirates, they're kind of in that, like, why the hell not? Let's see what we got. I don't really know a ton about him. He's only 22.
Yeah,
but and then of course they're very, very thin pitching. I don't know if Trax has Colby Allen making 12 starts. I think Roster Resource has him as the 5th starter.
So, I agree. Yeah, I think I saw that.
22 for Brawl, 20 for – so they kind of got starts all over the place. They pick up a really cheap Jose Urena. If they get 20 starts, 21 starts for $1 out of Jose Urena, they'll be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
But how many of them will be positive points? Let's see. He didn't have too many negative. Actually, there's one.
Yeah.
There's one. So you're kind of there's one minus. It's you're hoping for starts, and then if you get one, you're hoping that for the love of God, don't give me negative points. But
what does Trax have Hunter Green make?
Yeah, let's see. Where's he at? So that Trax does have him making 5 starts on the year and throwing 50 innings. And he's only $2, so it's not like he's going to ruin their salary or anything. Obviously, he's going to be kept going forward. So
not like Mackenzie Gore, dude.
when I got him, I was I didn't really know when I got him. I think I got him from Tony.
Yeah, I think Tony originally drafted him, right?
Yeah, and he wasn't like the centerpiece of the deal. I don't know what I was thinking. I was glad to get rid of him, honestly, because I didn't know I didn't know what to do with him. I wasn't big enough on prospects to know that I wanted one for that much money when they came up. I didn't know how to treat this league. I was very new to Dynasty in general, and I got him with the intention of trying to deal him for something. While he's still. I don't know what Mackenzie Gore's value is anymore because he's not that far away from being consensus #1 pitching prospect.
I know.
These guys can take a step back, but then there's another example of a guy that could have reliever written on, like elite reliever.
Yeah.
But maybe he just is not going to have it. But maybe he comes back and shows everybody that he was that guy.
But they put him on the 40-man. They put him on the 40-man this year. So, I mean, we'll see.
Show some level of faith that they still have. Well, shit, man. Anything that I didn't get to that you wanted to get to? I mean, that's pretty much the NL East.
Yeah.
I think we covered it pretty good. Let's see, do I have any?
Let's see.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what to think about. Again, Suzuki. Yeah, I don't know what to think about Suzuki. That's kind of the biggest question mark of just like we don't know what the hell is going to happen that an NL East guy got in the auction. I guess Soroka. You could put Soroka up there because you don't know what you're going to get this year, next year. Down. Really, we really don't know. I mean, I don't even think the Braves. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, unless you got anything else, I can let you go on your and can enjoy the rest of your Friday night.
No, I mean dude. I mean, it's this league is the shit, man. I love this league. It's fun,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, I know I'm not in that Discord as much. I mean, I'm always working, and I got 2 kids, but
You can't be, all of us aren't jobless wonders. Like, and we can sit on the Discord all damn day. I think that the handful, the me and Tony and like Adam, the guys that either work at
Yeah.
home or like stay at home dads or whatever, like we're a kind of a different breed. But I know Tony's going to be very happy to he likes it when new guys are on the pod. And I kind of forgot before we do go, he did have a couple of questions from earlier in the day that I had kind of forgot about. If I can, let's see, where the hell was it? What did he want to? So ask Jake if it's hard for him to keep tabs on his ABL team since he lives the furthest from his ABL team.
I live,
You're pretty far away from the Braves.
Absolutely, yeah. And I do,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I do. I do deliver. Yeah, that's what I do for a living. I deliver beer. So
so that was kind of part 2. He asked, do you do beer delivery out of state?
No, I'm all local. I'm Orange County, the city. I do the whole little city called La Habra, California.
Oh, nice.
That's my whole route. So any place that sells beer inside La Habra, California, that's who I deliver.
That came from you.
Yep.
Do you make it to Padres games at all?
We go down there. We try to go down there once or twice a year, but we're closer to Angel Stadium. So yeah, me and my wife are big Angels fans.
Are you like born and raised California?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, damn. Okay, so have you hit? Have you hit like all? Have you been to Giants and have you been to like all of California?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, it's cool, dude. It's a cool little. Dude. I mean, the Padres Petco Park's the shit, dude. It's awesome. I mean that's
I would love to do like a West Coast and just because California alone has so many different ballparks and stuff you can hit. It's just like a
Angel Stadium. Angel Stadium is the worst. Angel Stadium's like it's just like Disney.
It doesn't look very cool. It doesn't look all that good on TV.
It's stupid, yeah. Dodger Stadium is absolutely beautiful. I went to the Angel Dodger game a couple 2019, I think, and it was one of the most fun games. The sunsets, sunsets right over the Chavez Ravine, dude. It's beautiful, dude. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Nice. So how many total ballparks have you been to?
I've been to all the ones in California, and then Arizona. Diamondbacks. I didn't watch a game, but I went to that one in Houston because I'm a big Houston Texans fan too in football. Which is weird because I've lived in California my whole life, but we went to the Texans versus Jets this past year, and because in 2012 I was a big 2002. What am I saying? 2002. I was 12 years old. And I didn't have a football team. And that's when the Texans came into the league, So
how does a Californian end up being a Texans fan?
I've been a Texans fan since I was 12. So I just said, I'm gonna start rooting for this team. They're just the new team, they're the new team in Madden and all that,
Sure.
So and I've just become now I'm the biggest. I'm a big Texans fan, dude. And we went out to my first game this past back in November. And so then that's when we went to the Astros. We went to Minute Maid. I didn't see a game, but we, the dude let us walk, and then
I saw the pictures from that. Yeah, man, I'd almost rather. I mean, you love to see a game and stuff, but I don't know. That's got to be a cool experience too, to be able to get around a stadium without being surrounded by 30,000 other people and spilled drinks and peanut shells and all that other nonsense. Yeah, that's kind of cool too.
I've been to Milwaukee too. I dated a chick that her family was from Wisconsin, and we went to Miller Park. Went back when it was called Miller Park, but Yeah, those
Yeah,
are the
see,
ones.
I had been to County Stadium before
Really?
they got the new one, and that was a dump. I mean, there's a reason
Yeah, that's what I
they got
heard.
a new one because County Stadium sucked, and
Yeah.
I was yeah, I was just disappointed with it overall. But that was the weekend. We went up to see the Cardinals play the Brewers, and I ran into Mark McGuire on an elevator. We happened to stay in the same hotel that the player. We didn't really know, but we were kind of, I guess, maybe hoping that we were. But I was a kid. I mean, I was 12 or 13. Ran into Mark McGuire on an elevator. Ran into Cardinal color radio guy Mike Shannon on an elevator,
Wow.
and Placido Polanco ran into him, and
Damn.
former Cardinal catcher Alberto Castillo.
Oh
If
yeah.
anyone remembers him, yeah,
Yeah.
had a cannon for an arm, but couldn't hit his way out of a paper bag, but had a cannon for an arm. So yeah. So we've both been to Milwaukee ballparks, but you've been to the newer one. I got to
Yeah.
see the older one. But man, that's awesome. Tony wants to know if you've been to any Cactus League stadiums.
No, dude. We were hoping to get out there this year, but who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, right.
We wanted to take the kids and everything, but who knows? Yeah,
Any minor league baseball out there?
there is. I used to see. It used to be the Brewers minor league team. My grandma lived in right in between where we are and Vegas it's called the High Desert, and there's a little town called Victorville, and it used to be called the High Desert Mavericks, and it used to be the Brewers. I believe it was the Brewers A team, and I used to always go there. And then they got the Quakes. We got the Quakes, and we got the Quakes of the Dodgers, which is in Rancho Cucamonga, which is like 20 minutes from me. And then we got the Angels High A is in San Bernardino, and I forgot their name.
It's still though, man. You don't really think of. I mean, everybody knows what's going on down there, but you don't think of that section of the country being so baseball-y. But you do have a lot going on down there, yeah. And I know Duke has said before he wants to make it out west and hit a lot of stadiums. It's been kind of a dream of. Well, I mean, I say my wife and me. My wife wants to do like the Pacific Coast Highway, go all the way up and see the redwoods and maybe like end in Seattle. And then when I'm thinking about that, I'm like, man, yeah, there's a lot of baseball parks on the way up there. We might have to deviate a little bit. But
it's right.
Yeah, it seems very. Coming from where we're coming from, we'll just go. We can go down and come up. We could hit Phoenix and do. Yeah. It's not Bank One anymore, but could do that, and then. Everything in Southern California up to San Francisco, man, that would be really, really cool. Yeah, that's one of the things I really want to see. I want to do the Pacific Coast because I've never done either coast in the States.
But,
really? I'm a Midwest. I'm born in Illinois, and I got out to Colorado a few years ago. But Vegas is as far west as I've been.
Damn.
And, you're kind of right there, but you're not really right there. It's the desert. It's the desert.
Well, so Milwaukee is the farthest east I've been, dude. That's as far.
Yeah, you're not missing much. You're not missing much. Well, I haven't been out there either. I mean, there's cool. I'd like to see like the Smithsonian, and I'm like a Civil War history. I would love to see some battlefields and stuff.
Oh yeah.
A lot of great American history on the East Coast, but. West is best, man.
I agree, man. I totally agree.
West is best. Yeah, it's nice being able to do one of these and knowing that the guy is not like it's not like running into midnight for the guy.
Yeah, it's 8:00, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
No more beers, man.
Oh shit! All right, man. Well, yeah, I think that's all the questions I got. I mean, I said, everybody give me your NL East, but I think everybody wanted to be a nicer guy than I am and say, okay, well, this team's going to be last and this team's going to be – I was telling Tony, and everybody saw because I guess I actually left my private conversation up with Tony a little bit, but I was like, man, I'm having a real problem of where to put these guys in the East because, I got Jake coming on tonight, but I don't want to say, sorry, man, I got you in fourth place. Like the Braves are going to – like I don't think the Braves are going to suck, but it just was kind of that funny, like, man, do I put him up in third because he's going to be on the pod? So, let's put him in third instead of fourth.
Dude, I wouldn't have made that move today, unless I mean, it's a dynasty league for a reason, dude. I mean, you should always try to be, building and playing for that. That's my kind of mindset that I was even coming into this whole league, dude. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have made that move unless I knew that I probably wasn't gonna take the league I wasn't gonna take that division this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't say take, because man, you get your way into the playoffs and then anything happens.
It's true.
You've seen it in real baseball plenty of times. The St. Louis Cardinals did it in what was it, 2012 or whatever? I can't even remember anymore. But a team kind of just walks backwards in the play, and then they're unstoppable. And I'm in the position where you don't really want to find yourself. Like I was middle of the pack last year. I was the 16th out of 16 teams to make the playoffs. And then if you look at like Sam and Lenny's projections, I'm kind of right there in the middle again. I guess I didn't do much to improve myself.
Yeah.
So you either want to be sitting with like really nice prospects on the cusp and like, okay, these guys are going to get me ready, or you're going now and you just don't want to be floundering in the middle, which is, I guess, kind of where I find myself. I don't have a lot of guys on the precipice that are going to come up and make a difference, but I like where I'm at. We'll see, though. I mean, we'll see. I think everybody got a little better. It's hard to say that everybody got better, but it's also hard to look and see that any of these teams notably got worse, especially in the East. I think specifically in the East, I think everybody except maybe the Mets, because they really didn't do anything at all.
Well, it wasn't the East. How many teams did dump? I think it was almost. I think it wasn't
with the Phillies.
Everybody but Adam, right?
I don't think the Mets ever formally did, but Dwight was going to be. Dwight is you go to Dwight first. Like Dwight is one of the least guys on the Discord. He's a very busy guy.
Yeah,
but he's never shut me down completely. He just he's pretty much going to wait for you to come to him. But I think he was willing to talk with just about anybody, or just about anybody on his team. So he didn't make a proclamation, but I think if he would have got some deals that he liked, he very easily would have been trading guys, and then you would have had the Phillies sitting up there king of the mountain, and then the Phillies didn't play in the auction very much. They got Zach Little, Tyler Wade. Tyler Wade was
Michael King, Michael King
on my team last year. Plays a lot of positions, but he's kind of a scrub. You got the Michael King, and you got $1 Jordan Luplow. So the Phillies didn't need to do a ton to improve, but didn't do a ton anyway. Little, if he, I think Roster Resource has him as the number 5 on the Giants. If he ends up being the number 5, that's a really nice $5 get for Adam.
Yeah,
from a guy that, if all of his pitchers stay healthy, he's going to have to pick and choose his 7 starts.
Yep.
And Zach Little probably doesn't make that cut more often than not, but he is a nice piece of depth, especially if he lands that rotation spot. So, I think all of you guys saved the Mets, and the Mets didn't get any worse. They didn't get a lot better, but they didn't get any worse. I think all of you guys got better. And then specifically the Braves for this year are a couple of major prospects away from getting a lot better, like, maybe instantly a lot better.
Yeah.
If they come up close to each other, if they break camp with the team, that lineup really transforms, especially with Witt. Witt obviously is the higher prospect than Torque, but Witt is a guy that is either going to be a cornerstone of your lineup for a lot of years to come, or is going to get you an absolute shitload of return value in a deal. There's those.
You never know, dude.
I see that there's no chance that he is going to flame. He's just too good. He's not going to
flame.
What
do they say? They say for every Ronald Acuna, there's Lewis Brinson, right?
And all the guys that the Marlins got for Yelich, they're all Johnny Harrison, Lewis Brinson. They were all bums. But that's true. I mean, it's probably more so. It's like, for every Acuna, there's like 6 or 7. Lewis Brinson. But I think Witt is. He's the real deal. He looked ready to be in the majors last year. Yeah. And if we get a CBA where the service time manipulation really is done away with, there's no way he doesn't break camp with the team. He's one of the best hitters they have already.
Yep.
So and plant him in that lineup with a still going strong Whit Merrifield, Sal Perez. You got MJ Melendez coming up. You've got Nick Prado coming up. Boy, the Royals look. Their pitcher sucks. They've shown an inability to develop pitching.
Yeah.
But that lineup is going to be something, and Bobby Witt is going to be a huge part of that lineup.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It's got to be exciting to have two of probably the top 5.
Well, I'm excited, dude.
Bat prospects.
Excited.
Yeah, that's got to be nice, and for pretty good prices. Pretty reasonable prices, I think.
Yeah,
$44 combined, $43 combined. Year one,
43. Yeah,
it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
That's the NL East. Thanks again, man, for taking a chunk of your Friday and hanging out.
Yeah.
Good to get you on here. Didn't get you on in year one. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm glad I got on, dude.
Wanted to come
on with the Braves hat. I went and got the Braves hat just for it, dude.
That's why I said, "Oh, you're a Braves fan." Obviously, you got but that's not an Angels. It's not an Angels hat. Yeah.
Well, dude, I think I was like I think Harry was the last one. I don't know if you remember all the signing up and everything, but I think I was the second to last one to sign to join the league.
I do not remember that. I was so everything.
Dude, I remember because I do fantasy football too, and I had lost my championship game in fantasy football. So I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm ready for baseball.
I'm ready for baseball.
So I went and searched on I think Reddit I think it might have been Reddit or something. And just for a 30, I said I just want to challenge myself, dude. Because I'm a loser. I lost my fucking my home league, dude. I said, I'm joining a 30-team baseball league just to challenge. The first one that popped up was the ABL. I remember I was getting ready for work, dude, at like 3:30 in the morning, and then Duke, he hits me up. I'm driving. I remember I was driving down the 91 freeway, dude. So she.
How different could we be if you won your championship football game? How different would the ABL be? Right?
His real name is Mike Snyder.
My
name is Jake Snyder. So that's my last name.
And Tony is Tony Schneider. Like we have all you guys are like, yeah.
So I guess Duke says, "Wow, that your name is my son's name," and I'm like, "Damn, dude, it's meant to be." So whatever. So anyway,
perfect.
And then I get off work that night. I remember laying down. I just laying down in bed, and he's like, "Yeah, we have this Discord, where we kind of talk to each other." I had no idea what even Discord was.
Yeah, same.
So I found Discord. I swear to you, dude. The very first thing I see on Discord, you remember what's his name? Mark from the Blue Jays.
Sure.
It's Mark from the Blue Jays fucking typed out this big thing. Dude, he used to be wild, dude. He typed out, it's Tony saying, "Wow, you're going to be fun to trade with." And I always think about that, dude. Like how you
it's like the first episode of a long-running show that goes on, and like we know how the story arc turned out, but if you go back and watch that first episode, maybe you don't know. Maybe these guys are going to get along. We all know that Mark ends up not making it to season 2.
So dude.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't remember exactly where. I think I was kind of in the middle. I wasn't one of the earliest guys, but I wasn't one of the latest guys. But I was still trying to learn the Discord and get my bearings straight and get what the whole deal was. So I don't remember these new guys. I was just kind of when the thing pops up and says, "Say hi to Jake," it's his first time here. I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever." But it was kind of learning more okay, I'm the Rockies, right? Yeah. Okay. It was 30 teams, and I'm trying to get my dad in, and he's very computer illiterate, so I'm trying to do things for him, and So man, if you just would have won your football game, this everything could be so much different right now. Yes, Tony. Yeah, long Midwestern goodbye. I keep saying we're done, and then I keep thinking of shit to talk about. Yeah. So really. Thanks again, Jake. I'm sure we'll get you. We'll get you back here, man. As long as you enjoy doing it. We'll do this again. When the season gets underway, and see how right maybe we ended up being about the East. And so now Tony, happy to get a new guy on here. I'm happy to get a new guy on here. That was Fabapalooza, NL East breakdown. Braves Jake, thanks again, man. And enjoy the rest of your Friday, brother.
Cheers, guys.